Welcome to Voice of Africa, your go-to channel for the latest insights and speeches from leaders shaping the future of our continent. In today's feature, we bring you the powerful words of General Brigadier Abdouharame Tiani of Niger as he addresses the nation on the first anniversary of the National Council for the Safeguard of the Nation, CNSP. Listen closely as he outlines the journey of Niger over the past year, reflecting on the challenges, triumphs, and the steadfast commitment to national sovereignty and dignity. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, Nigerians, my dear compatriots, it has been a year since the National Council for the Safeguard of the Nation, CNSP, under my leadership, decided to take charge of our country's destiny, Niger. Faced with existential threats, which left no choice to any patriot concerned with preventing our country from sinking into the dark shores of terrorism, despite being under the tutelage of foreign military bases, resource plundering, favoritism, and the stifling of fundamental liberties characterized the credentials of the ousted regime. Despite the democratic facade touted by the former colonial power to reward the regime's vassalization, our people embraced the new path set by the CNSP, transforming the coup into a vast movement for national liberation and the reclaiming of popular dignity. This defiance towards the ousted regime, combined with the threat and unique sanctions imposed by ECOWAS, led to the rejection of all external influence by Nigerians at the national level. This change sparked an unprecedented patriotic fervor, expressing our population's deep aspirations for freedom, dignity, and national sovereignty. Aware of the immense hope generated by the events of July 26, 2023, and in harmony with popular aspirations, the CNSP, under my leadership, committed to both the internal restructuring of the country and the construction of the Sahel States Alliance in our immediate neighborhood. Our ambition for Niger revolves around four axes: strengthening security and social cohesion, promoting good governance, developing production bases, and accelerating social reforms. The strong adherence of the population to the momentum set on July 26, 2023, commands us to collectively succeed in the task of restructuring as intended, with unwavering patriotic commitment. In this light, I have tasked the government to take the necessary measures and actions to achieve the vision set by the CNSP, through a program aimed at enhancing our resilience and ensuring the development of production bases, mitigating the impact of illegal and inhumane sanctions imposed by ECOWAS. My dear compatriots, in terms of defense and territorial security, the increasing capabilities of our forces on the operational front are undeniable, whether in combating terrorism in the Liptako-Gourma and Lake Chad Basin or in the fight against organized crime. Our defense and security forces have achieved successes. It is fitting to pay tribute to our defense and security forces for the heavy sacrifices made in service to our people. The nation, through me, expresses its gratitude to you and shows solidarity towards the widows and orphans of soldiers fallen in the line of duty. For my part, I pledge to ensure the continuous enhancement of our defense and security forces, reaffirming the strong determination of all competent authorities to continue strengthening our armed forces' capabilities. The state will continue to invest in acquiring significant resources required to meet Niger's security threats. The conquest of sovereignty primarily involves the exploitation of national resources for the benefit of our people. To this end, I have launched the large-scale irrigation program across all regions of the country, aiming to optimize the agro-pastoral potentials to achieve our food sovereignty. This flagship program, funded independently, promises satisfactory results. Regarding sovereignty over our extractive resources, it will be built through the promotion of the local content principle, requiring mining and oil industries to prioritize the use of local micro and medium enterprises and national personnel. An ordinance will soon be adopted to this effect, affirming our sovereignty. The National Council for the Safeguard of the Nation intends to rigorously enforce, without discrimination, all provisions of mining and oil legislation. Any mining or oil company violating regulatory contractual provisions will have its exploration or exploitation permit revoked. The Bilma oil block, Agadem R5, R6, R7 returns, Imuraran mining permits, and that of Madaela have reverted to state public domain. I can also confirm the upcoming launch of the project to build an oil refinery and petrochemical complex in Dosso, as well as the establishment of an Institute of Oil and Gas in Zinda. Nigerians, my dear compatriots, in terms of geopolitics, I am pleased to highlight that, in concert with Burkina Faso and Mali, we have successfully brought into solemn being the Confederation of Sahel States, consecrated by the first summit of the heads of state of the Sahel States Alliance, held on July 6, 2024, in Niamey. The swift transition from the Alliance of Sahel States to the Confederation of Sahel States, in barely 10 months, despite the obstacles posed by those disturbed by our independence, illustrates our fierce determination to build on the Sahelian foundation a sovereign space of security and prosperity. The treaty highlighted by the Niamey Declaration creates a state union structured around 3 strategic axes: defense and security, development, and diplomacy. Before you, I once again thank my brothers, Presidents Ibrahim Traoré and Assome Goïta, for the titanic work accomplished despite all threats and conspiracies plotted against the ASE. I also pledge to operationalize the Confederation of Sahel States, for which I have already appointed a national committee. My dear compatriots, rest assured that the path we are steadfastly following leads to a break with neo-colonial order and the establishment of a win-win partnership with all countries of the world, rooted in peace and without exclusivity. In this regard, Niger will uphold all commitments made with the international community. Disinformation, orchestrated by neo-colonial entities and some compatriots, playing the role of salon slaves, as my brother President Ibrahim Traoré puts it, will not derail us from our triumphant march towards sovereignty. No state or interstate organization will dictate our conduct or agenda regarding strategic or diplomatic partnerships. Those fantasizing about the imminent return of choose regimes to their thrones will be disappointed. They must face the reality before it's too late. Our march towards full and complete sovereignty is inexorable, my dear compatriots. In this determined march, the National Council for the Safeguard of the Nation has taken a series of preliminary measures and actions to further consolidate our sovereignty, including, but not limited to, denouncing defense and security agreements binding Niger to France, expelling the French ambassador as persona non grata, suspending broadcasting rights in Niger for certain French propagandist media, withdrawing Niger and Burkina Faso from the G5 Sahel, repealing the law on illicit trafficking of migrants, withdrawing Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from ECOWAS, denouncing the military agreement between Niger and Benin, nationalizing the National Water and Electricity Company, denouncing the tax convention between Niger and France, denouncing the agreement on the status of US military personnel. Nigerians, my dear compatriots, other measures such as the establishment of the Economic, Financial, and Fiscal Crime Fighting Commission, COLEF, aim to improve the socio-economic climate by restoring the state and our people to their rights. The reconstruction effort can only succeed with everyone's cooperation, diagnosing past issues together to administer appropriate remedies to prevent economic delinquency. To this end, I have established a technical committee over 2 months ago to synthesize contributions from regional inclusive workshops, organize the Diaspora Conference, and propose organizational modalities for the upcoming National Inclusive Forum. Zanila Abu Sanino, long live Niger, long live the Confederation of Sahel States. Thank you. As you listen to the full speech on Voice of Africa, you'll hear General Tiani's unwavering message. Niger's march towards full sovereignty is unstoppable. He reaffirms that no external power or organization will dictate Niger's strategic or diplomatic partnerships. The journey towards complete independence and self-reliance continues, with a series of measures aimed at further consolidating national sovereignty, including the denunciation of agreements with foreign powers, the expulsion of the French ambassador, and the suspension of broadcasting rights for certain French media outlets. Don't miss out. Tune in to Voice of Africa to hear General Tiani's speech in its entirety and stay informed about the pivotal moments shaping Africa's future. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation.